Boomerang live from the south end of the moon. It's Tales and Dragons
Woohoo!
podcast.
You were broadcasting from the moon?
Well, yeah, because the last place was really dark. Now this place is really bright. It's like a theme, except not really.
Switching out those themes. It's gotta switch it up. Hey, everybody. I am your closest enemy, Andrew.
And I am your closest friend, Brayden.
Because as the saying goes, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Hi, I'm gonna beat you at lunch today. Don't. Where's my lunch money, kid? Anyways, yeah.
Come up behind you and headlock you.
Put them in a headlock.
Demand. I'll come in, elbow your sandwich, and demand your lunch money.
Yeah,
or whatever's left of
Sandwich
it.
Wrestling League.
Yes.
God, should we tell the viewers about that? Should we just start off?
I feel like that's a story for another time.
Brayden, it's the start of the podcast. I'm pretty sure we can get away with talking about the World Sandwich Wrestling League, the WWSL. It basically consists of we just start making up jokes about, like, elbow dropping sandwiches, and, like, for whatever reason. Just like, it was just a random thing, and I remember, like, during lunch, I actually did do an elbow drop on a sandwich.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was great. I think our friend Dylan recorded it.
Did he?
Yeah, he did record it, and then he sent it, like, look at these dorks that were my friends.
We need to ask him for that video.
It's literally just a video of me just elbow dropping a lunch tray with a burger on it. It's
Kick
amazing.
Your burger. And what is it? It's like cook your burger, kick your sandwich, or check your burger.
Oh yeah, check your burger, kick your sandwich. Yeah. Okay. But yeah. So. Yeah. That's the World Sandwich Wrestling League, and it just became a thing where we gotta, like, get, like, a bunch of sandwiches.
Yeah, if you just see a sandwich, you look at it, and you run, and you elbow drop it as fast as humanly possible.
Or you punt it, or, like, put it into a bread lock.
You pile drive it.
Put it into a bread lock. But, just put in a laugh track. Just put in a laugh track right underneath it, just like those classic sitcom laugh tracks, which I found out. So, like, you know, those laugh tracks. Apparently, those people are, like, all dead now.
Yeah.
So
you're listening to the canned laughter of dead people.
Yeah, I know. So every time you hear laughter, it's just like in a sitcom, like Big Bang Theory or something like that. Like, you hear the laughter, and it's like, yes. The ghosts of the damned. They find this show to be incredibly funny, even from the afterlife. Spooky stuff. Anyways, speaking of spooky, Brayden.
Yes.
Okay, for those who I don't know how you aren't aware of this by now, I am currently in band in high school, and on Saturday. I'm recording this on Sunday, the 11th of June. Just for reference for everyone, so that, like, we can, I don't know, have some kind of chronological order in this podcast.
Have some kind of timestamp.
Just timestamp it, yeah. So I'm in band, and if you're in band, you're automatically in, like, pep band and marching band. And so, I had to go to a place in Washington called Ocean Shores, and it's like this nice town by the beach. It's pretty cool. However, there was Ronald McDonald on the Segway, and I was not happy, friend.
Excuse me?
Yes. So we got to Ocean Shores. It was really weird because we only had, like, a regular school bus, and so we had to, like, go and change out in, like, a parking lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, the flag people, like, obviously...
Wait a second. You had to actually put on your uniforms?
Yeah, it was proper band uniforms, and, like...
I thought it was gonna be, like...
Brayden!
The Lazy Spring Fun Fair.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, but no! Because we didn't do Lazy Spring Fun Fair Parade because it got canceled. Or, like, they didn't want us to do the band this year, so I had to do Ocean Shores. And basically what happened was basically, like, it was like for the Flag Day parade, like a Flag Day parade or something like that, and like we had like little American flags stuck in our hats. Just everyone like looked like a robot who was being controlled by America. So everyone just looked like a patriotic robot with like little flags sticking out of their heads, just like cartoon style, like do 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 do. Anyways, and so like it was weird because we had to like dress outside in the parking lot. That's the first thing that I was like, this is weird. I'm fine with this though because everyone like wore like clothes that are easy to put on, like put on over, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, and so basically what happens is we like go through this and like all the bands there, like they were from local schools and whatnot. They didn't have marching uniforms. They all had like T-shirts representing their like school, and that was it. And I saw one group. They were just wearing just regular clothes, just like
Wow.
what they'd wear on a casual weekend, like like a summer.
No
outing.
band pride.
Yeah, luckily it was like partly cloudy and stuff. So we couldn't do corners because we had to do a new block because not everyone was in the thing. Like not everyone was there, so we had to like have a new block because not everyone did not sign up for it or couldn't go. So we had a new block and it was weird. And for those of you who don't, actually probably a lot of you don't know. I don't know. I know that at least one person listening to this podcast knows.
Shout out to Kristen.
Yeah. That's the one. But basically what happens is so we do corners like very weirdly. So basically imagine a square and we basically make that square a rhombus. We basically or a kite? No, parallelogram. No. I'm trying to think of
No, it would be. What would it be? Because you've got the.
Yeah, because
They're
basically
slanted.
it's like slanted. So basically what happens is depending on where you are in the block, you march back, what is it, like 4 and then march forward. You march back however many, like you march back up to like 4 steps and then you march forward enough. And so you're like in a new line. And so like the whole band is like corners. Like it's completely slanted. And basically what happens is that you walk forwards and then you either turn left or right, and your number depends on like what column you're in the block and all this other crazy stuff, and it looks really good. It just takes forever and when we practiced it I just cringe loudly. Like everyone, like when the freshmen are just like, I ain't doing this, I'm just like,
It's like, I've been in this band for 3 years.
Yeah,
This stuff is easy.
You understand my pain. Like it's just like
It's ridiculous.
I'm always very. Actually, especially this year, I actually like snapped at a freshman because like, you stupid. I like honestly could not take it. I was just like, get off your stupid phone. I don't care. Let's just do this so we can go home. Serious. It was really bad, and I like left. Like I was angry and I was crying at the end of it because I was like, why'd I do that? Stupid raged.
It's fine.
Anyways, back to Ocean Shores. So basically, there was like 3 right corners, like 3 right turns. We didn't do the corners, we just gated it, and I was in the middle of the band, but then I had to be put on like the outer edge because I'm a tall person. And like in order to gate it, you have to have like short to tallest, so like you could take the biggest steps, and then like the other people could still catch up and be in line with you. It was still pretty like chill, the parade itself. Like I kept on yelling guide, but like people didn't like, we didn't really mind too much because it was like a competition like Leavenworth is. So yeah. Anyways, it's like whilst we're blocking up, like we get into our spot in the parade. It's on the street, and there's like a bunch of like floats and cars in between us and whatnot. We go to our spot, and I just see in the background, because I'm in the very back of the band because I'm a flute, and I just see in the far back. It's like, is that Ronald McDonald on a Segway? I shit you not. There was Ronald McDonald in the flesh, like had the full costume on, everything, like makeup and all that, just on a Segway, and he was just going to the like floats and I guess saying hi to people, and he drove past us, and like he just basically like went along the line, and then he came back and started talking to like people up front, and I'm just like, I'm staying back here. I ain't going near him. I am not going near that man. I don't like clowns to begin with. I definitely don't like mascots. Like, I think
But you like Gamzee.
okay, Brayden, he's the exception because Gamzee is Gamzee. But like we were just in the back, and like Darius went me too. It's like, yeah, you don't want to be near him, do you? It's like, nah, mate. We don't want to be. And he's just up there, like he's talking with Mr. Thine, our band teacher. And like he gave one kid like a fist bump. And I'm just like, oh no, with a horror. I'm just sitting like I'm standing back in like the corner, is like the bottom left corner of the band. Like, just nope, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to have I already don't like human confrontation. I especially do not want human confrontation with a clown man who represents a food like a fast food branch that I don't really like. Just oh god, it was Brayden. It was creepy, and it was like and then we finally started marching. Like we were standing there for like
wait. Excuse me?
What?
You were even marching when he was zooming around on the Segway?
No, we weren't. We were just in block.
Jesus.
It took forever for us to start. Like, we stood there for like half an hour. Like, and I was getting shifty legs, Brayden. I was like going from one foot to the other. Like, I was getting shifty legs. And anyways, like, it was I say it was horrible. It wasn't really that bad, but just like it's like, is that Ronald McDonald? It's like, and people were like turning around, like, no, dude. What are you talking about? Like, I swear I see him. And then he starts driving by. I'm like, oh nay, I just like, no, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with the red and yellow clown man. Come on, I don't want to deal with the Burgerman. The burger clown.
Not the Hamburglar.
Not the Hamburglar. Hey, he's fine. I don't want to deal with the clown though. Just he's fine. But like from McDonald's, where I draw the line. Anyways, and so basically, like we finally start marching, and we stopped several times, and we were playing "Show Me How You're Burlesque," which is a very fun song.
Oh God.
It's a fun song, Brayden.
It is, but
we've been playing it all year for like all of our marching stuff, like except for the halftime show, but that's a given.
Yeah, because that was All Star.
That was Shrek. That was Shrek's song, Brayden. I always knew that band was a meme. Anyways,
when did you figure that out?
I know, right? But especially our band, like especially our band. But with the whole, like, we've watched, like, the Super Mario Bros. Movie, like, 3 times by now.
Oh, Jesus.
Like, I've seen it in its entirety 3 times, and I'm just like, I don't want this. Or Food
Stop
Fight.
subjecting me to this.
Yeah, Food Fight is the other one. It's like, oh, God, why? Like,
I want to watch it because I haven't watched it and it looks horrible.
It is horrible, Brayden. Like, the animation is like this weird squirrel guy who's like a mascot. Like, the whole gist behind Food Fight is like their grocery store like icons, and like this all takes place in the grocery store, and like this whole world is like it's like a Sausage Party kind of. Food.
I never watched that either.
Yeah, Sausage Party. That monstrosity. But anyways, so yeah, it's horrible. Long story short, the animation is crap. Everything's crap about it. The dialogue doesn't sync up. Like the animations are weird. Like walk animations or just like stretching the legs.
Oh.
Like it's bad, man. And like this is one like squirrel. It feels bad, man. But like there's this one squirrel dude who just like whenever he talks, his arms just flail. Like the only time he isn't flailing his arms around talking to someone is when he's flying his plane. He has a propeller plane, and he just flies around. I don't even know. And it's so weird and like just bleh. Like just when he talks, he just waves his arms in front of you like, "What you gonna do?" And you're like, who is this squirrel? What right does he have to be flailing his arms at my face? Like, seriously. Anyways, I get sidetracked very easily, and we should probably stop getting... We should probably... stop doing that. Anyways, and so whilst we're marching, like... I love marching because, like, the crowds that form to, like, watch us. And, like, I oftentimes am near the crowd, so I get to hear what they say about us. And it was great because, like, apparently... one of the clarinets who was, like, on the opposite side, apparently, like... There's, like, an old lady and her, like, granddaughter or something. And, like, it's like, no, it was a mom and her kid. Like, a mom and her daughter. It's like, yeah, go clarinet. And, like, the daughter apparently turned to her mother and went, like, you're such a nerd, Mom. And the mom was like, I don't care. They're so cool. Oh, God. And, yeah. So, basically, we went through the whole shebang. And it was kind of funny, like, it's like, people were like, yeah, you did it! It was cool, and, like, people, like, loved it. And I remember, like, I heard one person asking, like, oh, where are they from? And, like, they saw the banner, it's like, oh, that's where they're from. I'm not gonna say where, because, I mean, we live in Washington, and that's all you're gonna get, though.
Cough, cough, Lucy, Washington, cough, cough.
Damn it, Braden.
We basically already said the name of the school, Andrew.
True, okay.
So they could just look that up.
True. Fair point. Okay. Anyways, and so we're walking along, and like we do the corners and whatnot. We used to get to play during the corners because it's not the crazy like march back, however many march forward, and do the weird slants. It's not that. So we don't have to do it. Anyways, and so. Afterwards, we go back, change, and then we got to walk out. We like, the whole parade actually started at like 11 and ended like at noon or something crazy like that. And we had like about 3 or 4 hours to like just go chill and like go around Ocean Shores. And so I'm sitting there with our friends Darius and Jordan, and then Carissa and someone else. No. Oh, and Heather. Who are
Heather?
Yeah, Heather.
Who is this mysterious person I've never heard of before?
Rachel's friend. Wears the glasses.
Andrew, there's a lot of people who wear glasses.
God damn it, hey, whatever. And basically we going around and we go to Dugan's Pizza.
Oh yeah, pizza place.
Yeah, we gotta go to pizza places because that's what we do every time we go march somewhere, apparently.
Yeah, Leavenworth.
Like Leavenworth, for 2 years in a row, we went to a pizza place that was really good, mind you. It was really good.
Yeah.
But, like, it was our tradition. This year we didn't go to it because we couldn't. Like, we kept on trying to look for it, and we kept on passing it by.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious.
Jesus, guys.
Like, I think Kristen's parents were there, or like we're at like a different restaurant, so she wanted to go eat with them, and like I think, or something like that. I'm not quite sure. I have a bad memory. Anyways, we did have black licorice ice cream though, which was great.
Yeah.
Black licorice. Yeah, I introduced
Stuff
you
is
to that,
amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, you want some black licorice ice cream? Like, you're like, what the fuck is that?
Some Kanaya blood ice cream.
Yeah, it's amazing. It like turns your like teeth and tongue black, but it tastes delicious.
No, doesn't it like it turns?
No, it
does
turns
it?
black. It literally looks like you open your mouth, it looks like tar.
Oh, I thought once you
delicious.
started like eating it, it turned into that like Kanaya blood shade.
It's like a really deep green. Like so you know how when you get a marker, like a black marker, and like
I have one in my hand as we speak.
oh my god, bro.
It's a Sharpie.
Yeah, like a color marker, like a Crayola marker. And you know how like it's kind of green. Like, you know what I mean?
Guess.
Like when you draw with it, it kind of has like a really like light green hue to it. Yeah, that's the color of black licorice ice cream, and it is delicious. It doesn't taste like black licorice at all, that's for sure, because I hate black licorice, the candy. My Nana loves it for some reason. I'm just like, why you gotta be like this? Why you gotta do this to me, Nana? It's like, hey, you want some black licorice? I'm like, no, please. Back to the story. Anyways, we go to this Dugan's Pizza, and basically we get our pizza to go because we were going to go eat it somewhere else, and like there was a jukebox, Braden.
Oh my god.
They had a working jukebox, and I kept on suggesting that we go find Tom Jones's "What's New Pussycat." I kept on suggesting.
Thank you.
I kept on suggesting we find it, but in the end, we just picked some like classic rock that we all love, and Darius and I started headbanging to it, and it was amazing. We picked like 3 songs, and then we left because our pizza was done. We like paid for it and left. And then, like, we had to, Darius had to go buy some taffy for Kristen, because that's what she wanted, because she couldn't make it, because of a stupid thing, like, because of life stuff. And so, basically, Darius, and, Heather and I, Jordan and Kristen went off somewhere. They took our pizza. And
really?
So, yes, they took the pizza with them, and they went to Subway. And...
Wait, they brought your pizza to Subway?
Yes. Because they wanted to eat Subway.
Then why'd they take your pizza?
I don't know why we gave them it. I honestly don't know why, but we did. Anyways, long story short, actually, well, this is still a long story. I'm gonna milk this dry, let me tell you. But, so basically, we're going through, and yeah, it's like, we spent like a good hour buying the taffy, looking around. We started like, where's the nearest Subway? And we went in the opposite direction of where the direction so us to go, because it was like a straight line away from us. We just went in the opposite direction. Like, I think I pointed out, it's like, Darius, we're heading away from civilization. This, like, down the road, like the buildings starts to appear less and less until it was like plains and like forest and stuff, and it's like, boy, we're going in the opposite direction of civilization. I think it's the other way. And then Heather pulled up her like Google Maps and was like, yeah, it's the other way. And it was just like, I just like face palm, like, god damn it. And and lo and behold, we found them there, and they had our pizza, and they shared one pizza with like one of the parent chaperones whilst they were eating their
Wait, how many pizzas did you buy?
One. It was like a big pizza.
Okay, because you said you shared you like gave them a pizza, and I'm like, what?
Just gave them a whole pizza.
Yeah, for whatever reason, that's what I heard.
Anyways, and so, yeah, and then we reconvened, and then, like, there was a place called Sharky's, and it was like the storefront, like, with this giant shark, and I remember, like, after the parade, we immediately, like, all went there and, like, posed outside and took a, like, big group picture. It was amazing. So, like, the first picture was, like, a formal picture, like, hey, this is the picture using the goofy picture. And I, like, flexed, and then Jordan was up behind me doing a chokehold. Like, put me into a chokehold. I was flexing, and then Jordan behind me, I just feel like his hand on my chin. I'm like, oh nay. Just like we're in our uniforms, by the way, as well. So like, we didn't even undress.
You guys didn't change yet?
Yeah, we didn't even change yet. We went straight for Sharky's, and like I was just, like flexing in my uniform, and then Jordan's apparently up behind me, like just shh.
Only dreams now.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, what the hell did you do? And he just showed me what it is. I'm like, oh my god, why? What is my life? Anyways, yeah, and so we went to Sharky's, bought some fidget spinners.
Ah, Jesus.
I know. Apparently, yeah, but yeah, I didn't get any. I forgot my wallet at home, so I didn't buy anything.
Andrew.
I keep on doing this. I keep on conveniently leaving my wallet behind. Let me tell you, it's really convenient. Anyways, yeah, and so we go back, we were kind of, like, beat, so we just went back on the bus and just chilled there, and our bus driver was pretty cool, and, like, I remember, like, my friend, like, Heather, Jordan, and Darius had to go to the bathroom, and then like they left the bus, and I just sat there on my empathy player because I brought it, and I just was listening to Cox and Grandor in the morning.
Jeez.
And like when they came back, the bus driver was like just kept on opening and closing the door. Like, come on, you gotta get in. You wanna get in, you gotta get past this. It was just like, man, this guy's cool. I like him. And then Darius came out to me and was like, okay, are you the one who asked the bus driver, like, told the bus driver to do this? I'm like, nope, he did that of his own volition, my friend. I have been sitting here for the past 16 minutes and 33 seconds listening to this podcast. So, because that's, like, where I paused it. So, yeah, and he's just like, are you sure? I'm like, yes. Like, I'm positive I am not the one who like, told him to do that. He did that on his own accord. Apparently, at one point, like, he, like, honked his horn because there were, like, seagulls in front of him. Like, there were seagulls just at the parking lot. He just honked his horn, and apparently, like, a kid was walking by whilst that happened. And he was just like, what the hell, man? I'm like, oh, I was just trying to scare the seagulls away. I didn't want him on my bus. Got it. Oh, God. Ocean Shores was very fun. Darius got motion sickness on the bus on the way. Yeah, I know. What are you gonna do? We literally did spend like an hour and a half on the bus. Like the last hour and a half was just on the bus. And then we left. Yeah, and then we left. And I fell asleep with my tongue out, and I woke up because my tongue touched the seat in front of me. I'm not even lying.
It's true.
I'm not even lying. That's the thing. I just have my like tongue out just bleh. And I was just like sleeping, and then like I was just going limp in my body because I was actually sleeping, and then I leaned forward too far, and then my face just hit the thing like the seat in front of me. I was just like, bleh. Ew. It's like, it tastes disgusting. It's like, oh, it's sure delicious. Like, yeah, no, it's not at all. It was gross. Yeah, that was the Ocean Shores field trip, by the way. That's the whole shebang. What have you been up to now that you've been out on your summer break?
I went hiking on my mom's birthday, which was... Day is it? Today's the 11th.
I forgot.
5 days ago.
That's pretty cool.
And I climbed to the top of a mountain, took a picture, and that was about it.
Oh yeah, I saw that picture in the...
And we went and ate breakfast.
Nice.
I climb mountain and take a picture.
I'm sure Zarya would be proud of you. I'm sure your main would be proud. Anything else? I'm sorry.
I know what you're doing here, Andrew.
What?
I know exactly.
No, we're saving that for a game. We're talking scratch, which is literally
Fine.
a segment. But like,
okay, what else did I do? Well, I ordered a bunch of like clothes from the We Love Fine store.
Of course you did.
Ordered them yesterday. Was it yesterday?
Shall arrive.
I think it was yesterday.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is, it's like it says free shipping in the 48, some weird C word like contiguous United States.
Yeah.
And that probably discludes Hawaii and Alaska. Yet I was still able to get free shipping.
Is the case.
But I was still able to check off the free shipping, even though I have my home address under Hawaii. So it should look at that and say, nah, mate, you gotta pay for shipping. But it's like, nah, you're good.
Oh, geez.
Just like, okay, then.
Okay, well... well, hopefully they arrive in one piece, is all I'm saying.
Well, I mean, I've ordered my pajamas from them. It's fine.
True, that you can totally wear to school.
No, I don't wear these to school.
No, like, you know what?
Horrible,
Sometimes at River Ridge they have like those like spirit weeks or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you could like just show up and be like, "Hey, my dream self came to school today." It's me, my dream self. I'm currently asleep right now. I woke up. I ascend. You didn't ascend. Oh god. Like, not even in the Spurp session, you already ascended.
Already got tier, mate.
Already got tier.
Speaking of which, tomorrow is Karkat's birthday.
Ooh, I'm gonna do some stuff for that then. I actually already did for Thrilling Intent. It wasn't Matt's birthday apparently. Apparently, it was Marcus's actual birthday, like the character's birthday.
Oh.
Regardless, I still tweeted it at him like, yeah, enjoy. Get on Twitter and look at this. Apparently, it's like my most popular post. Probably because of all my friends who are on the Thrilling Intent server who follow me. But yeah. Anyways, now that that's over, go back to talking strats. And Brayden here.
Okay, let me tell the story from the beginning. So I recently rebought Skyrim because I like playing Skyrim.
Yeah.
And I bought it on my brother's account because he said, do I even want to get into that story? Fine. He said that instead of making my own Steam account, it'd be easier just to buy the games on his Steam account and then he'd pay me back later. It's been like 2 years.
Yeah, he still hasn't paid you back, has he?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
It seems he's bought Oblivion in that time. He says he's gonna buy a new computer and then pay me back, and he doesn't even have a job yet, as far as I know.
Oh my god, yeah.
So then I rebought Skyrim, and it's classified as a dragon game or under dragon games because, one of the main things are dragons. So I'm in Steam and I'm just kind of scrolling around like, what kind of games can I get? And I scroll down and it's just dragon games because you're other interested in dragon games. There's this visual novel called Angels with Scaly Wings. And I look at this and I'm like, what? So I click on it and I start looking at the pictures and I'm like, oh my god.
It is literally, okay, he literally sent me this, Brayden, look at that. Wait, other way around. Andrew, look at this. I'm like, what is this? and it's literally a visual novel for all visual novels like romance people and whatnot. It is literally all dragons all the time.
Except for that one guy. There's one guy that isn't a dragon.
Really? I'm disappointed, Brayden.
Well, do I want to? Yeah, I'm gonna have to tell the story of this.
Might as well.
Okay,
Please
so I'll get to that in a second. So I found the game and I was just like, Jesus, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to get this, aren't I?
I immediately agree with you, yes, you're going to have to.
Just so I buy the game, and I wait 2 days to start it up because I'm like,
waited 2 days.
No, I'm not sure I did. I maybe waited I don't know how long I waited. I was just I'm gonna have to
I'm not gonna do this. I'm not ready for this yet. Yes,
I'm gonna have to prepare my mind to play this game.
I think I do remember saying something along the lines of this is great podcasting material. It's yes, I can't wait for you to get this game because then we can talk about it on the podcast and I can inadvertently hear about it. Continue your story, please. Okay,
so how much am I gonna talk about the story?
How about highlights? Just give us some highlights, I guess, and a general consensus of what the story is.
So spoilers are allowed because I'm pretty sure nobody's
close your ears, I guess.
This game.
Yeah, close your ears if you don't want spoilers for this game. What is the name of the game again, so the viewers know?
Angels with Scaly Wings.
Anyways.
So, am I gonna have to I might as well just say the whole entire story for an overview. Okay. So, it's weird because some of the events... No, it's just talking about it is hard because the timeline is all messed up and weird. There's a point in the story where it tells you about did I have to talk about? Okay.
Speaking of visual novels, I just found one that's free on Steam and it looks pretty good.
Okay, we'll talk about that one in a second. So, start from the beginning.
Okay.
Humanity is pretty good. They're pretty well off. We're extremely technologically advanced. We've cured cancer and stuff, and most people's diseases. We have robots doing all of our major tasks and fighting wars, and we're only doing stuff like small tasks and hobbies and stuff. So
Art.
there's this like shady corporation. There's plenty of shady corporations around, but there's this one shady corporation who's messing with basically teleportation.
Oh.
And eventually
Okay.
they get it to the point where they can teleport, and they've got these 2 teleporters.
This is just. I'm sorry. It's giving me like teleglitch flashbacks. Anyways.
So what happens is they take one of the teleporters and they connect it to this facility, and the facility has a bunch of like genetic stuff in it, or maybe it does. I'm not sure. It has like an AI, and it has a bunch of food and a bunch of like sciencey stuff in it.
Yeah.
So they take it and they
Science
try to
mumbo
teleport it. And what happens is it gets messed up in transit, and it appears like in the middle of this giant jungle.
Yeah.
The jungle is in prehistoric times. So not only do they teleport it across space, they also teleport it across time.
Oh.
So now the teleporters no, they're not connected anymore, because the one on Earth's end, wait, maybe they are teleported. No, the one on Earth's end, it's time locked. So it's only supposed to teleport stuff in the current time.
Oh, I see.
So both the teleporters are kind of synced up time-wise. So it's like 1 second in future Earth is 1 second in past Earth, but they're not connected as of now because of time restrictions. And then I'm not sure in what time frame this happens after the teleportation, but a giant solar flare hits the Earth and turns it into Mad Max Fury Road. It is just, they built just the robots are dead, people are dying, everything is bad. Like everybody has to like fall out their way into like, well, I guess it isn't even fallout because the robots are all dead
But
because of the solar flare. So then everybody has to, they build a civilization and they build a giant wall and keep everybody in, and like energy is scarce at this point because well, the solar flare wrecked everything. And there's like bandits outside, and it's just outside is bad, and the civilization finds the portal, and they start messing around with it, and they undo the time restrictions, so now it is connected with the other portal. But in that time, there was somebody who was also sent with the facility to make sure it was okay on the other side. So they're trapped in prehistoric Earth, and they're like, okay, time to make a bunch of bioweapons, I guess. So they grab dinosaurs, and they basically make dragons out of the dinosaurs, and they make them bioweapons. And what ends up happening is the AI helps with this process. So now they have they make human-like buildings, and they speak English because of that AI.
Oh, okay.
So then I'm not even sure if they write stuff, and I guess they do write stuff.
Okay. Anyways,
so then the person realizes that wait a second, a comet's gonna hit the Earth and completely wreck the dragons. So they teleport forwards in time to about the time where it's my job to, as an ambassador, come in and trade our PDAs with a bunch of useful information for a bunch of generators that they have, because they sent another guy in a couple months earlier, which is supposed to be my assistant, quote unquote.
Yeah.
He was basically he went in with a gun and was they were go in there, figure out what's over there. He's like, there's dragons. It's like, excuse me. It's like, yes.
Find out what's over there. There's dragons.
So then he's been there for a couple months, and then I go through, and it's like, yay, ambassador, let's do ambassadory things and say hi to the peoples.
Yeah.
Yeah. So within the first day, how does this go? So I say hi to people. It's all like, yay, everything's all fine. He sends me a note, and it's it's this really flowery note.
Oh.
And it's just and he tells me at a coffee shop before he gives me the note. He's just like, I'm gonna send you a note. It'll have all the information. You'll know what to do, because we have like these dragon bodyguards following us around.
Uh-huh.
So then I go to the house.
Wait. I'm sorry. I'm getting confused. Are you a dragon as well?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm a human from the human world.
Okay. I think.
And I apparently had like some classes in high school with this guy.
Oh.
So it's like, so he's like, you'll know what to do. He wants me to recount like a class from high school.
It's just me and you.
No, Andrew, you don't want to be this guy. I'll tell you in a second.
Oh,
So then,
die?
no,
Oh.
maybe.
Have you not
Depends on what ending you use.
I was supposed to say, have you not
No.
gone to that part?
Yeah, I have. I've gotten like 5 endings.
Okay. Anyway.
So I go back to the apartment I'm at, and many puns later, many references and puns later, I'm like, lemons!
Wait a minute. What?
I recounted a chemistry class, not biology. I recount a chemistry class where the teacher was like, yo, you could use lemons as secret messages. And the guy is like, yo, I'm going to use this cheat on the next test. And I'm like, you better bring an iron, because otherwise you're not going to be able to get the message. So I'm like, lemons! This is how. So I read the secret message, and it's like, meet me at the portal at like this time. And I'm like, okay.
I can't.
It was just lemons. Is what my character said. And I'm just like, oh my god, it's Gabe Johnson.
It's Gabe Johnson? When did he
Just
get
lemons.
here? Oh, wait, okay. I thought, like, Gabe Johnson as a dragon just showed up.
No.
Okay.
So then I go to the portal, and he's like, what took you so long? It's like, dude, you expected me to recount something from, like, X amount of years ago? Like, one instance.
You expected me to remember lemons?
It's just like, well, you did, didn't you? It's like, yeah, it wasn't that easy, though. And he's like, here. And he was going to tell me, basically, that, hey, a comet's going to hit the Earth because this is Earth and stuff. Because we didn't know it was Earth. We thought we just, like, teleported to some random, like, different planet.
Oh.
He was going to tell me that, but his police escort, like, popped out of the bushes and was like, yo, stop shady dealing over here. And, like, started trying to attack him. And he whipped out his revolver, my teammate. Whipped out his revolver, shot the dragon in the chest, and then ollied outie. And I just stood there like, what's happening? And then the dragon just like looked at me and was like, no. And he hit me and I fell on the floor and he was just like, don't you move or I'm going to kill you. And I'm like, fine, I'm not going to do anything.
Can I just say, I'm gonna stop you here briefly. Can I just say I love how you describe things? Can I just say that I love our dynamic of describing games in like our own slang and lingo? Like, hey, stop doing shady deals over here. Like, and he just ollied out. He like, okay. Like, I love that the way we should totally get we should totally get into marketing, Brandon. And just like in the trailer for like some like AAA action game, describe your mission in our lingo. It's just like, okay, here's what you gotta do. See, you gotta go to these guys. Don't worry about it. They're pretty stupid. You can just hide behind them and, you know, do the crazy assassination moves. Then you gotta ollie outie. That's how it's gonna happen, mate. You gotta ollie outie, or else they're gonna get you, and you're gonna be screwed.
Okay.
Yeah. Here's the plan.
So after that, it's just like I get taken to the police, and it's like, yo, did you have anything to do with that? It's like, no, I didn't. It's like I have no idea what's going on. Yeah, and he's just like, okay, you can go back to your apartment for the night. And I'm like, sweet. So I go back to the apartment, and then I sleep.
Yeah.
And then I wake up the next morning, and my bodyguard comes in, and he's like, yo, the chief wants to talk to you, which is the guy I talked to yesterday.
Yeah.
He was like, yo, you potted this.
Oh, I was about to say, was he the guy who knocked you out?
No, that's somebody else. His name... Do I even want to give these people
don't bother.
talk about their name? So there's Grumpy Dragon. He's the one that attacked me.
Oh.
Then there's the chief, and then there's my bodyguard. The Grumpy Dragon was the other guy's bodyguard for like a long time. and they didn't really like each other. So then it's just like, yo, the chief wants to talk to you. He's like, yo,
Okay.
your assistant killed someone. And I was just like, what? It's like, are you sure?
Killed someone. Just like
Yes, just
charges immediately out the gate.
No. He pulled out a gun and shot someone, Andrew. We have reason to believe that he's not all there.
Oh.
He is
was
not all
accusing
there.
you of that.
No, just your assistant.
I thought he
Your
was
partner
accusing
over
you
here.
of just arresting and shooting someone.
No. He's like, yo, I need your help. I need you to ace. No, not even ace attorney. I need you to like forensic sciences up in here and help me diagnose this body. And I'm like, sure, I'm on it.
Mm-hmm.
So we roll up at the crime scene, and he's like, okay, what can you tell me about this dead body? And I'm like, okay, it was stabbed. There are cut marks all over. Like, you saw the picture, Andrew.
Yeah, no, I saw it.
It was just like...
Again, I'm going back to how he described things. He would be the worst. Like, yeah, he just got stabbed.
It's like, what was the fatal wound? The neck, obviously. There's blood pouring from it. It's just, what could you tell me about the weapon? It was a sharp object. How was it used? It was with people with hands and fingers. It's like, sweet.
It's like you were thinking. It's like, okay, how we get this guy on here? Like, how is he the only competent person around here?
No, he's running me through it. Like, are you good at this? Basically, he's basically gone through this and he knows what's going on.
Hey, got stabbed. It's like a police.
That was basically it. It was like, what can you tell me about these wounds? Well, he was obviously stabbed.
Oh, clearly.
Yeah, it was just like, it's like, objection! It's like, excuse me? It's like, sorry, I always wanted to say that.
Is that actually what he...
Yeah, that actually happened. I, like, Ace Attorney just yelled, objection! I sent you the pictures!
I forgot.
It's just like, excuse me? It's like, sorry, I always wanted to say that. Then afterwards, it's like, you did a pretty good job, nice. You can go home now and do whatever you want. So I go home, and I'm like, sweet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna order lunch.
Uh-huh. I thought... Okay, do you want to know what I thought this game was?
What?
I thought... Have you heard of a Hatful Boyfriend?
No.
Like the bird dating sim?
Oh, Jesus, yes!
I honestly thought you were going to high school with dragons.
No.
I thought that's what the deal was.
No.
And you were going to high school with dragons and you were the only human.
No.
And it was like, you gotta romance the dragon. I honestly thought that's what this game was all about. I legitimately thought from the screenshots, I honestly thought that's what it was about.
No, so I call lunch in, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna go through this in excruciating detail. This entire story, well, not excruciating, but so then I order lunch, and there's this dragon, her name is Adine, she's cool.
Yeah. Is that it?
No. So then I eat my lunch, and then we're talking, and she's like,
cool.
we're talking, and she's like, yo, what is your greatest wish? And I was like, I sat there and I look at the options and I was like, yes, I want to be the very best, like no one ever was.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
And she's like, sweet.
Oh god.
And then we played Truth or Dare, and I figured out where she was most ticklish. Because that is always a good thing to know, Andrew. You know me. It is always a good thing to know.
It is prime knowledge, let me tell you. Let me tell you, it is imperative that I know these things. It is imperative to the success of this mission that I know where, in fact, you're ticklish. And if you are even ticklish,
yes,
are you?
It's imperative to my ambassador knowledge.
Son ambassador, okay, I need to know. Just, you ticklish.
It's like, yes, on my sides. It's like, you're not going to use that for, like, for bad, are you? And I'm like, no, not yet.
Not yet.
I mean, you must always know their weaknesses, Andrew, in case they go AWOL.
Brayden, okay, another thing. I like that if we are ever in a situation where our lives are in danger, and we are, like, it's imperative that, like, we somehow subdue someone, your immediate go-to thing is not to hit them in, like, an obvious weak spot. It is to just, like, tackle them and just make them ticklish. Like, it is, your thing is literally just tackle pounce, and then just just tickle them in every possible location, just to find out where they're ticklish. And just like, get off of me! No!
Man, it's not working! They're still talking!
And you just you just put them in the giggle fit, and just like, and then just snap their necks, I don't know.
It took an abrupt turn.
You get them in a giggly fit so they can't fight, and then you just crack their knees. Or something like that. Like, you just break a few bones.
Jesus.
You put them into a state in which they can't fight through giggling, and then, like, just absolutely kill them. Straight up kill them. I love that dichotomy. Anyways, continue.
Then it was the next day, and it was like, yo, bro, I need you to help me. There's another murder. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, there's another one?
Jeez.
Yeah, so we just go out into the middle of this, like, suburban... No, not suburban. It's like this suburban area. No, this, like, kind of...
Suburban?
I guess. There's, like, wooden houses.
Yeah, suburban, not
and they're,
suburban.
They're like apartments, but they're made out of wood and they're 2 stories. It doesn't matter. It's just like there was a generator taken from this place, and the whole deal was trade the generators for the PDAs to power all of our stuff back home, because these generators take like the geothermic energy from the earth or something, and they're like really green and like invincible. Yeah, and they're like super good.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm like, okay, so there's one missing from this place, and there's a jet dragon again. And it's just like, Jesus. It's like before he could like fix the generator, he was killed. So we already know it's like it's my teammate at this point. It's like there was no denying the fact, because nobody else would steal generators. There's literally no reason for them to. Yeah. So then we're like, okay, we got to go into the dark basement and find out what's messing around with the generator, because we don't know it's stolen at this point. They also don't know that Earth is in shambles.
Yeah.
I just thought I should point that out. So then we roll down there, and it's like, okay, gotta look around. There's nothing going on here. Oh, look, there's the generator missing. Let's go over there. And then a ceiling light falls, and I get tackled out of the way, and there's this person in a mask. Her name is the administrator, and she's the person who was in the who like created the dragons, was like teleported in the portal. I don't know this at this point. And she's like, "Be safe, Brayden." And then Ollie's outie up the stairs, and they're like, "Whoa, Brayden, where are you going?" I'm like, "That's not me." And they're like, "Okay, go up the stairs." And they rush up the stairs, and she throws a chair at them, and then continues running. And since the police chief, who is a lot bigger than my escort, decides to go up the stairs first, they don't get up the stairs in time.
No.
And then the administrator Ollie's outie. And it's just like, okay, we reconvene on the top, and they're like, yo, who was that? I'm like, I don't know. It was some random person. They knew my name. And it's like, well, it's your assistant, obviously. And it's like, but why didn't he have the generator on him if it was him? And they were like, I don't know. It could be he's returned to the scene of the crime. And I'm like, that's highly unlikely, but okay.
I'll roll with it just for you.
Then they're like, okay, I need you to go to these 3 places. I need you to go to like these places and check it out. And I'm like, okay, I'll go to the park and like check it out. I go to the park and I start looking around, and I found some dirt, and I got an achievement for it.
Nice.
And then later on one of the things that it's like, on one of the other endings, there was this other dragon. She's like, it's like, what, you don't like dirty places? It's just like, it's like, you don't like weird back alley places? It's like, I just don't like it because it's dirty. It's like, oh, but this is like great dirt. It's like, no, I've got premium Tatsu Park dirt. Your back alley stuff's got nothing on this.
Your Back alley stuff's got nothing on this.
Yeah, it's premium government-funded dirt, and you've got weird back alley stuff. Mine is far superior. So then I find this hatch, and I just mess around with the hatch and just open it, and I'm like, sweet, I am the best at puzzle solving.
I am the best that no one ever was.
So then, fast forward a little bit. How much
oh
do
God,
I want
we're
to
still on
fast
Judder,
forward?
are we?
No.
Oh God. Okay.
Perhaps. Oh yeah, the magazine. So I go back with Adine to her place because reasons. I don't know. We're just hanging out. And she has a magazine. It's like, hey, Brandon, we're going to go through this trashy magazine. And I'm like, oh, God.
Oh, nay.
So we're going through the trashy magazine. And it's like, it's just like, it's the bunch of questions for your perfect relationship. And I'm like, okay. It's just like, the first question was pretty good. It's just like, in a relationship, what role do you take?
Oh.
And I'm just like, okay, it doesn't matter. Just either or. It's like, okay, sweet. Next question. What is your favorite ice cream flavor? It's like, there's a dramatic step here. And it's just like, sure, lemon ice cream with sprinkles. Because that was the only interesting one.
Okay.
She's like, sweet. Okay, what is your dream job? The options were farmer, businessman, or stay-at-home parents. It's just like, these aren't very diverse. And I'm like, stay-at-home parent. She's like, sweet. It's like, but that doesn't really qualify as a job. It's like, shut up, you would be a stay-at-home parent too. And then she's like, okay, the answer is in this other trashy magazine that I threw away. And I'm like, thank God. And it's like, okay. It's like, but these aren't, these, it's like, this is stupid. It's like, are you questioning the almighty magazine? Dirty hypocrite. It's like, fine, I'll back off, man. It's like, you decided this. You brought me into this. You can't hypocrite right now. So I think that was all that it was interesting there. And she's like, okay, sweet. Meet you later. And I'm like, deuces.
Oh.
And then there was another murder.
Oh my God. Another one.
Yeah. I sent you the pictures where it was like, I gave one of the scientists blood samples and then she died. And it was like, okay. It's like, Brayden, I got bad news. It's like, what? Did you put on a few pounds? It's like, dude, this is serious. I'm like, I am serious. Diabetes is a serious issue. And he's like, oh my God, dude. And I'm not sure if it was because I was with Adine, like making a bunch of puns, like literally all the time, that it provided this. I'm pretty sure it did. Because when I talked to other people, when I went down, like talking with Adine, it was just like, I did a lot more puns, and he's just like, dude. And then he's like, this lady died. It's like, I bet you regret your diabetes puns now. And I'm like, kinda? It's like, I didn't know her that well.
I mean, oh,
it's like, okay, now you gotta.
Game? What is this
That's
game?
amazing. He's like, yo, you gotta leave now. And I'm like, I can't leave. We need the generators. It was part of the deal. And he's like, no, you gotta ollie outie. You gotta leave this place. And I'm like, fine. And then like the bodyguard waltzed up and was like, yo, I guess she's the minister or whatever. She's like the minister of fine arts or something and culture, and she's like oversaw my visit and my assistant's visit. And he's like, yo, she wants to see you guys. And we go over and she's like, yo, you gotta leave because your assistant is a serial killer now. And I'm like, yeah,
what?
That is a problem. He killed like 3 people, Andrew.
Oh, true, fair point. Okay, yeah.
He's killed 3 people, and I'm not sure as of this moment he has stolen. No, he hasn't stolen the eggs yet. That's later. He goes and he breaks into a hatchery and steals a bunch of eggs and kills another person.
Eggs. Let me tell you.
Yeah, but they're like children, Andrew. It's like taking children for ransom. So it's like, okay, Brayden, you gotta leave. And I'm like, oh man. So I go to the portal.
Sorry.
Except for it's a hatchery.
Yeah. Anyways.
So I go to the portal. It's like, yo, bro, the portal's broken. And it literally takes at least like 2 minutes for him to, to figure out that the portal is broken, even though it looks like the panels are pried off and there's a bunch of key parts missing. It takes him 2 minutes to notice that, hey, it's not working.
So it's clearly in disrepair,
Well, like, one of the panels are, it's just like, how did he not figure it out earlier? I guess it's like plot reasons. And I'm just like, okay, so I'm stuck here. And he's like, yeah, mate. And I'm like, sweet.
Sense.
Yeah.
Okay, then, whatever.
So then it's just like, okay, Bryn, you got to stay here. Help us with another investigation later. I'm like, sweet. So fast forward a little bit. It's like, okay, so he's taken the eggs, and he's killed another person at the hatchery, and he's ollied out. And then Maverick, which is the grumpy dragon, he rolls up, and he's like, yo, I know where he is. And we're like, what? It's like, yes, he's at this abandoned farm in the outskirts of town. I've triangulated his murders to this exact point. And we're like, sweet, let's move.
I mean, good
So,
thing, okay, good thing it was only 3 people he killed so far.
No, 4.
Oh, what?
There are 4 dead people.
Damn it, Brandon, that's not a proper triangle.
Just the body count just keeps rising day by day.
I know, I'm just kidding.
So we roll up, and it's like, okay, Braden, we got 2 options. You can wait out here, and if he tries to run, you can be like, whoa, stop right there, man. We gotta talk this out. Or you could go in first and take him on and be like, whoa, stop right there, man. We gotta talk this out. And I'm like, so the only difference is I talk to him now or later. Yeah. And he's like, yeah.
I talk to him now or later.
And I'm like, okay, I'll go in first.
I want to put a rain check on this.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, I'll go in first. So I go to the door, and I'm like kind of nervous, and I open up the door, and I turn it in slowly, and I look down, and I'm like, there's a tripwire there. So then I probably close the door, and I'm like, yo, Chief, there's a tripwire in there. Basically, what happens if I don't do that is the Chief, I think he busts down the door and gets blown up.
Oh!
Yeah. I figured that out on one of my other runs, like later down the line. Because I'm like, what happens if he goes in first? Does he explode? Yes, he explodes. So it's like, okay, so we found the generator that was rigged as an explosive. That's cool. He wasn't there, by the way. It's like, we've recovered the eggs and stuff. It's like, sweet. So then it's like
a sick omelet.
No.
Just kidding, I'm just kidding.
So then it's like, okay. It's like, I need you to go to a bunch of new places and, like, talk to people. So I'm like, sweet. And I roll out, and it's like, this guy's like, yo, human, stop right there. And I'm like, what? He's like, I need you to help me with my cart. What? And I'm like, okay.
What? He just showed...
Yeah, he's like, my ice cream cart's stuck in the mud, in this mud puddle. I need you to help. And I'm like, okay, I'll do it. He's like an old man. So I'm like, okay, let's move the ice cream cart. And he, like, lifts it up, and then I try pulling it. And he's like, dude, pull it. It's like, this thing is heavy, man. It's just like... And then we pull it. He's like, sweet, I'll get you some ice cream later. And I'm like, nice. And I continue on my investigation. Next day, I chill with the dean again. She's going in this competition. She long story short, we went to the beach. She springs her wing, and her tail looks like a banana.
Oh, that's not good.
No, it normally looks like a banana. I just felt like I should say that.
Oh, I thought that was a result of her breaking her tail or spraining her.
No,
something, or
no, she just sprang her wing, and it's like, but we're so close. It's so close to the competition. It's like, yeah, you'll recover later. And then, what else? What happens at that time screen? I feel like I'm jumping around a lot. It doesn't matter.
It's fine.
Oh yeah, I'm like, oh, what am I gonna eat for dinner? Maybe I'll go like call the restaurant that the dean works at, and they'll get food or something. And then I get knocked out. I just slump to the ground and go unconscious. And I'm like, okay then. No, and I wake up, and it's the administrator, the person who like pushed me out of the way of the falling light thing, and she's like, yo, I need to recount my story to you because we got to stop your assistant because there's a meteor gonna hit this planet because it's Earth in the past and stuff. And I'm like, excuse me. It's like, okay then.
Just to knock me out. Come on.
Well, yeah, she dragged me to this remote location because the dragons don't even know she exists. The only reason that they know that the reason that they know of the portal at all is because she went forwards in time and came out of the facility where the portal was, and then they found the portal.
Homestuck at this point, God.
Yeah, it gets worse, let me tell you.
Oh my God.
And then it's like, and then we go to the portal, and it's like, or they go to the portal, and they figure it out, like, oh, it connects to this other world because we overrode the time constraints and stuff to see if it connects anywhere, and it's like, that's how we figured it out in the first place. So she's like, I need you to get the generators from your assistant, make sure that we have enough power to divert the comet from crashing into the Earth. And I'm like, sweet, I can do that, maybe. And she's like, okay. I still don't know she's a girl at this point. I just know it is genderless, the administrator. And I'm like, okay. So then, and then I think it's the night of, well, no, there's like a festival going on. And then the dean's like, okay, I'm going to go into this whole festival thing. And she doesn't go in because of her sprained wing, and I talk her out of it, and she's all angry, and she's like, let's go to this other place, and like I want to forget about it. And I'm like, don't worry, you'll always have next year. That's a key plot point. And then we eventually, at some point, we go back to her apartment, and we make jokes. I grab her tail and act like it's a phone. Because why not? Just like, I grab it and I'm like, hey, your phone is broken.
Hey, your phone
And then she whacks me with it, and I'm like, okay. It's like, I deserve that. And then, I think this is about the key day. It would be like the last day at this point. It's like, who do you want to go with the fireworks to? It's like, a dean. We're going to go watch the fireworks. And we go to the secluded point, and there's big fireworks and stuff, and yay, it's all loud. And then I realize, wait a second. My assistant, he's got a gun still. It's the explosions are perfect to mask the sound of a gunshot. And literally everybody in town is watching this. So I'm like, Adine, go to the authorities, grab help. I'm going to go circumvent this guy. And she's like, sweet, meet you later.
Yeah.
So
gotcha, mate.
I go down into the thing. And that's when I have this really long conversation with them. And I become the Legis Lacerator I was always meant to be.
Oh, yeah.
I also sent you that picture.
Pictures, yeah.
You're the judge, the jury, and the executioner. What a fine set of morals you got there, Brayden. It's like, you know what? I'll be a Legis Lacerator if I want to be one.
I do what I want, I'll have you know.
So then, after a while, he's like, okay, I'm just going to shoot you now and go on my way. And then the dean busts in with Mr. Grumpy Face. And they're like, stop right there, criminal scum. And he's like, no, you planned this, man. And I'm like, not really, but I guess so. And the administrator comes out of nowhere, and she's like, yo, you can't take on all of us at once. And he's like, no, stop right there, freeze. And she's like, nah, come at me, bruh. He shoots her. Maverick jumps up. Mr. Grumpy Face jumps up at him. He kills him. Well, the pistol guy shoots Maverick, kills him. Adine is like, no! Jumps in front of me, gets shot, she falls, and I'm like, no! And he's like, Brayden, I got another bullet, I will kill you unless you let me leave. And right now, I'm like, Brayden, go, tackle that guy. And then in the game, I'm like, nah, mate, go. So he leaves. So the administrator is dead. Her mask falls off, and I'm like, oh, it's a girl. And then Maverick is dead. And it's like, oh, that guy was cool. And Adina shot, and I'm like, oh, I need to help her. So then what ends up happening is my assistant leaves. He goes through the portal, and the administrator tells me back at like when she knocked me out, she's like, if worse comes to worse and it's an emergency, you could go back through the portal, and you'll be teleported to the day you got here. And I'm like, but that's weird. Wouldn't there be like 2 of me there? And she's like, yes, maybe. I'm not sure how it works. There may be a timeline with 0 of you and a timeline with 2 of you. It's just like, it's only for emergencies. And I'm like, sweet, I'll do it only in emergencies. And so then after a while, Adine recovers. 5, 6, 5, 5.
Only in emergencies.
Only in emergencies. And I'm like, okay. So then Adine's better, and she's like, and I'm like, Adine, the world's going to end. There's a meteorite. It's going to kill everyone. She's like, oh, and you said there was another year for my flying competition. It's like, I didn't expect this to happen.
I didn't know.
So then I go through the portal, and I restart the game. And I basically do the same things over again. But this time, I remembered, well, it allows me to give Adine this map to the underground facility because she's kind of like, the humans were a part of like their myths and legends and stuff because of there being a human who created them all, literally.
Yeah.
So she's kind of like, I guess she's a conspiracy theory nerd, and I'm like, sweet, I'll get you a map later on. So I finally get her the map after she like sprains her wing, and I'm like, sweet. And then I continue on to the ending, and basically the same thing happens. I go and I confront him, but this time he shoots me in the leg, and I'm like, my leg! And then Adine and Maverick bust out the back door, and Maverick charges at, I don't even know what his name is. It's like 4 letters. Yeah, Maverick rushes in and like chomps his neck and like kills him.
Oh.
And then Nadine's like, "Did you really have to kill him?" And he's like, "I'm not taking any more chances." And I'm like, "Sweet, you killed him, so we can't do anything stupid." Nice. And then they're like, "Brayden, you got a leg wound, gunshot in your leg." And I'm like, "I'll be fine. Just go get help." And then Maverick's like, "You're gonna grab the generators he stole." Yeah, he's like, "You're gonna grab the generator he stole and ollie outie, aren't you?" And I'm like, "No." It's like, "Why would I do that?" And he's like, "Okay." And he finally trusts me, and they leave. And then the administrator walks up and he's like, "Well done, Brayden. You did a nice job." Takes off the mask. It was me.
What?
And I'm like, "Excuse me?"
What?
And it's like, "Yes, it's me from another timeline. It's me, you from another dimension." And I'm like, "Whoa."
Did you actually like? Was your reaction to this like out of the game? Like, what the shit?
Yeah, both my reactions were like, "Excuse me, hold on a second there." And it's like, it was like with the administrator dead, the administrator couldn't go back in time, so I had to go back in time. And I guess I became the administrator, which is the thing where she was like, there would be a timeline with two of you. So this is the timeline with two of me. It's me with a leg wound and me wearing an awesome cloak and a face mask that kind of looks like it's made out of wood.
Oh.
And then I tell myself,
Okay.
I'm like, we have a conversation. We have a feels jam where it's like only one of us is going to be with a dean and the other person's got to go back and relive this.
No.
And I'm like, "Don't worry." It's
I
just like,
knew it.
and we talk to each other. We like have this passive aggressive argument about it where it's like, well, one person, if they go through, they're going to get the bliss and they're not going to have to remember this. But then it's like, but then they don't have the memories of this and they don't get to be with the dean. It's just like, it's this feels jam. And then
Straight
basically,
up Pearl's Jam.
what I think is what happened is there's the timeline, the first timeline, where everybody
this sounds like Homestuck.
dies. There's the first
God.
timeline where I had to go back in time, and then I take that timeline and I become the administrator, and I go through the administrator timeline, and then I go back in time from there, and then I become myself in the administrator timeline, and then go in and I live because I didn't go back in time because I had the like wound. But I'm not sure that's the reason. But it's just like, it would kind of seem suspicious if they came back and it's like, "Oh, hey, I don't have a bullet through my leg anymore. Hey, guys."
Hey, that
So-
healed. That was super hero.
That was super weird. Yeah, so then I'm guessing that person goes back and it's like, okay, we diverted the comet, but what happened was basically the human Earth, we weren't able to get back to it because we had to like use all of the energy we could get, which is why we needed all the generators to move the comet out of the way. So then humanity by that point is like, well, they're not coming back through the portal, and they shut it off because they need the power. So basically it was us or them. And every single good ending, it's the dragons. We choose the dragons because literally there is no other way because I have to mediate between, no, both sides have to win. But theoretically, the humans still survive.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
Is that
weird.
it? Are we finally
I
done here?
I think that's it. That's all the like highlights.
Okay, that's a lot. Okay, I'm glad.
And then Nadine had a good life.
Okay,
It was
good.
cool. She worked for an orphanage,
Oh. Okay. Cool.
and then we became orphanage buddies.
Yee. Just yee.
There was also the neutral timeline that I wanted to
God
check
damn
out.
it.
I walk in and I'm like, "Yo, let's have this giant conversation." He's like, "Sweet, let's do it again." And we have the conversation. He's like, "Yo, what are you gonna do about it, Brayden? You got no backup. It's me with a gun versus you with nothing." And then I pull up on my cloak and it's like, "But I had a bomb on me the entire time."
What?
And I was like, "Excuse me, bro, that is suicide." And the guy is like, "You wouldn't dare." And I'm like, "I dare, man. I will blow myself up." And he's like, "No, it's all a bunch of empty threats. You wouldn't do that." And I'm like, I place it on the ground and it's like, "Try me, man." And then he sees through my clever facade and starts shooting at me. And I'm like, "Okay, ollie's outie." And I Santa get up the stairs out of the building. And apparently he had shot the generator because he blew up. It blew up and basically killed him. He got ejected from the site and there's shards of glass in him and stuff. And it's just like, You should have taken my threat seriously. So I grabbed the gun and I'm like, I'm not going to need this, but I don't want the police to find it or something like that. I'm not sure what I do with the gun. It like evaporates. And I'm like, gotta go back through the portal again. To subvert this whole entire timeline.
Okay. Okay. Okay, are we good now?
There was another time. Well,
God
I figured out
damn it.
that. Well, my bodyguard who was on call for that day, he was guarding the portal. Yeah, my assistant killed him when he went in to go into the facility and like grab all the generators and stuff. Only on my last playthrough did I realize, wait a second, I could choose this dialogue option and he lives. And I was sad because I was like, every time I've played this, he's died. Like every single time. Why do you keep dying? And I realized I can save him with this one line of this one choice.
Okay.
That happened on a different one. Yeah, that's about it. That's highlights.
No, are we? You sure? You sure don't want to? Wait, why am I tempting you? Wait, no.
There's another lady who died of cancer.
Oh, okay then.
She was the scientist that died in my timeline.
Oh, okay.
It was literally, she was going to die. She either died earlier or died later. It was one or the other.
Do you want to die now, or do you want to put a rain check on that date? Okay. Do you want to talk about Starbound in our like crazy thing we're doing for it?
Yes, I guess. How far are we into this? I feel like
an hour and 15 minutes. I'm sorry.
Good. Let's continue going.
Yeah, but we still
Let me take a drink of tea real quick.
I ran out of coffee a bit ago.
Also, for the guy who was supposed to give me ice cream, he never gave me ice cream.
Jackass.
I know, it was like, I was trying to help him because he's like, I'm old and not all of my customers are coming to this really, really out of the way part in town. And I'm like, did you ever try to like go into the busier parts? And he's like, nah, I've been here for like years, man. This is my spot. And I'm like, dude, go into the town and you'll sell more ice cream. And he's like, I'll trust you this one time. And I'm like, sweet, let's move out.
Oh, God.
So we go into town and we start selling ice cream. And then the culture lady comes in and she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm just helping this guy sell ice cream. And she's like, really? I'll buy your whole entire stock. And I'm like, sweet. And the guy's like, thanks, Brayden. How could I repay you? Actually, I'll get you more ice cream. And I'm like, you never gave me any ice cream in the first place. And he's like, really? Well, all ice cream's on me, but you're not going to be able to get any because you just stole the entire cart of ice cream because you bought it out. And I'm like, fine, I'll like take a rain check on that. To this day, I have not gotten ice cream from him.
I still have not obtained my just desserts. But also, Brain, I'm just on Twitter because reasons, and I follow this one Overwatch.txt person I follow, right? You know they like, I'm gonna crack open a cold one with the boys.
I think so.
You know that meme? Yeah, look at this picture. It's literally okay. So Overwatch, look it up. Basically, there's a character named Mei, and she's like really annoying. And one of her abilities is she encases herself in ice. Literally, the picture is Mei doing her ice thing, and all around her, like she's in Robo during that time. But the moment she gets out, she's like vulnerable again. And so in the picture, it's like about to crack open a cold one with the boys, and it's just like a whole team. And, like, in the center is just an enemy Mei, just frozen, and they're all aimed at her. Anyways, Starbound. Let's talk about that.
There's a new update for Starbound. It added mechs and actually being able to fly your ship places.
Yeah.
And cool stuff.
Yeah. That's about it.
Andrew still hasn't beaten the game.
I still have not beaten the game.
I've gotten like halfway there.
Brayden, I'm gonna announce to the viewers how many hours I have in this game by this point, and I still haven't beat it because I keep on getting sidetracked. The reason being keep getting sidetracked is because I always play the new updates, and I just get involved in the updates, and I just want to build a base and stuff, and I completely forgot about the main story. I'm just making I like making colonies and stuff. and
Grandma Jade is like, Andrew, you gotta save the world. It's like, nah, I'm doing stuff right now.
It's like, yeah,
Doing
okay,
stuff, Grandma Jade.
doing stuff. I'm making a colony.
Which she can be Grandma Jade for those who ask or are in odds against this, because she wears a hat which can hide her dog ears.
Yes.
She sits in a chair,
and she
so
sits in a chair with, and if she's like, she is paralyzed, I'm pretty sure. Like, that's why she's in a chair. So like,
is she?
So, like, boy, she's in a wheelchair.
That doesn't mean anything. She's old.
Well, that could be or like she can't use her legs though. She's a Tavros.
She also sits in the chair, and if she has a dog tail like she does in this calendar picture I have, then the wheelchair hides it as well. I have arguments against you. I have evidence.
I have facts and theories. Anyways, also by the way, Grandma Jade is, if you played Starbound, she's the person who introduces you to the main quest of saving the universe.
Because
we call her Grandpa Jade. Grandpa Jade?
Grandma
Jade. And yeah, because she kind of looks like Jade.
Yeah, she's got the giant spectacle.
Yeah, the giant spectacle. I think that's the only reason why. That is that is the only reason why. It's because she has giant glasses. That's
she has Jade glasses.
Yeah. And like, yeah, anyways, and Starbound's a very fun game, and basically, like, there are now mechs and stuff, like Brain just said, and you can like fly around, and it's actually pretty fun. And
really hard to get the mech part.
Oh yeah, the mech, like, farming for the mech parts is really stupid. We don't have any strats, sorry. Sorry,
it is go into Anomalamicons and shoot stuff with bullets
basically,
and or missiles.
Go to anomalies, wait around for ships to show up, because that's a cool thing, is like, since you can like fly around the solar system, like stations, there's anomalies, there's like, if they're an asteroid belt, you can go mine there, and it's like, that's really good for like beginner resources, like copper, silver, and gold. And like, just wait for like ships to show up, because like, they'll like pop in and out of the systems. So like, yeah, that's like your best bet. Anyways, and so our basic plan for it is that you can like make your own stations. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna find a planet and we're gonna settle there. We're gonna have a joint base there, and then we're gonna have a station in space, or in the same system. Brayden, I looked at the station thing. Apparently, you can only have one that's like in orbit around the star and not the like planet.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm making sure you know that, because like. Also, I have to make this clear. We're going to be playing Starbound again afterwards.
Yeah. Also, speaking of which, I should probably just warn you. I went ahead and started farming a little bit, so I've got a lot more Durasteel.
I saw you playing Starbound yesterday when I got back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Then I had to go downstairs.
That's really it. I mean, for once, I'm not playing as a High Lotl.
Yeah, he's playing as cat people.
I'm playing as a Felin, which is a modded race, and he's playing as the Avali, which is another popular modded race.
They kind of look like dragons.
Yeah, that's why. He likes his dragons. Brain no
yeah. I'm gonna have like a dragon sweatshirt and a dragon cape.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of which, I actually ordered a Trezzy shirt, so now I can literally become Trezzy once I get the red glasses.
You can finally do your Trezzy cosplay.
Yeah, because all I need are the glasses, because I even have red Crocs.
Oh my
like,
God.
No joke.
You got ruby
I went
red
to the
slippers, mate.
Yeah, I went to the Crocs store and was like, I need red Crocs. It's like we don't have any. We can order you some from online.
On the counter, we're your finest red Crocs, sir.
Well, they had some in the clearance and stuff, but they weren't the right size. I think they were way too big. So I ordered them online and I got them. Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, so yeah, that's it for talking strats. Okay, Brayden, I want you to read this story.
Let's do this.
We have it set up. We're starting off with news japes.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep. You see the picture?
What? Woman says pricey vitamin bottle from Shoppers Drug Mart was filled with dried pasta. Okay.
It's literally like, we just
Jesus.
And there's literally a picture, and it is actually like a pill bottle, and just inside is just a bunch of dried pasta noodles, like penne pasta noodles,
It's the really thin ones that have
there was penne pasta.
Is that what it's called? It's the kind of it's like the kind you'd get at like Olive Garden.
Yeah, it's like the kind that we have at school. Yeah. Anyways.
Okay.
Read.
Let's do this. A health-conscious mom and daughter say they purchased an expensive vitamin product at a Toronto Shoppers Drug Market, only to find the bottle filled with dry penny pasta.
Aha! I was right. Anyways.
Anna Bozzer Ross says she bought the bottle of Greens Plus capsules on Tuesday from the shoppers at Spadina Road in DuPont Street. Jesus, these words. For a total of $50.81. Wow.
Okay, that's...
When her daughter got home and opened the bottle, which was sealed, it was filled with pasta. She thought it was a joke, she recalled. Well, I guess it is.
Yeah, just keep on reading.
Bar Ross headed back to the shoppers the next day with the receipts and says the manager offered a full refund or exchange. So she accepted an exchange under the condition that she could open the bottle in the store. When she did, she said it was also filled with pasta. The flummoxed shop manager then snatched the third bottle off the shelf and popped the can, only to find more dried penny. A fourth bottle yielded a similar result.
Just keep reading, but can't we just acknowledge? Wait, why'd you mute yourself? Brayden, we have a podcast to do. Unmute yourself.
Sorry, my mom was telling me she was going somewhere.
Oh, same here, honestly.
Bar Ross received a full refund, but still wants answers. It's strange, very strange, she added. Something you don't think is going to happen under a sealed bottle from a reputable chain of stores. In a statement, the company that makes Greens Plus, Genuine Health, said the vitamin bottles were tampered with after leaving their warehouse. We are aware of a few isolated incidents at Shoppers Drug Mart stores in the Grand Theft Auto where our product has been placed. I was going to say like the GTA area, just the GTA like where a product has been replaced with dry pasta in return for store refunds, the company said. We've confirmed that the substitution is happening after the product has been packed, sealed, and shipped from our facilities and believe a local consumer is doing this for free product. We have no evidence that would suggest there is any risk to product safety or public health. We're working closely with Shoppers to find the culprit. Shoppers Drug Mart, which is owned by Lobal Companies Limited, acknowledges the tampering and is launching an investigation. We're aware of a few isolated incidents where vitamins have been placed with pasta in a specific product line at certain Shoppers Drug Mart stores within the Greater Toronto area, the company said. We do not believe that there is any risk to our customers' safety. We will be continuing a full investigation. For now, the product will remain on the shelves. Why not just, if it's all pasta, take it off the shelves? We believe this is very isolated, with only a few reported instances, and as a result, we don't believe there's cause to remove the products from shelves at this time, Shoppers said.
Can we just
Why?
Can we just acknowledge the specific line? We do not believe that there is any risk to our customers' safety. Okay, when they say safety, do they mean, okay, what do they mean by that, Brayden? What do you think? Or has their mic cut out?
No, I'm just, trying to comprehend this.
Yeah, we do not believe there's any risk to our customer safety. Do they mean, the reason they're buying the capsules is because, they have, stuff that can, help people because it's, medicine and stuff? I imagine that's what they're talking about. Or are they just damn, those penny pastas, they can get, a choking hazard or something? What is the connotation for this?
Well, I think it's more of the pasta isn't gonna kill you if you eat it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I figure it's just, they should have pills in them for, health issues, but instead they have pasta.
Because reasons.
I swear to God, the guy who did this, the person who tampered with these bottles. I also like that, the mom or whatever opened, 4 separate bottles.
No, she opened,
Yeah, no
No,
shit.
they opened the first bottle. They went to the store. It was like, "Oh, exchange if I can open the second bottle in the store." They opened it, and he was just like, "Excuse me, more pasta." And the manager's like, "Step back, I got this." Grabbed like 2 more bottles, opened them, and figured out there was more pasta. And it's just like, what is this?
Why are you selling pasta in pill bottles?
I thought for a second that they were just stupid and they bought like a thing of like ramen.
Just like they're just being stupid and just bought like a bunch
Because
of
the
pasta.
picture looks like a ramen container.
Yeah, it's a fair point. Fair point. It does kind of look like that, but can you imagine? Oh wait, there were vitamin bottles. Okay, well it's not that bad then. It's just vitamins. But yeah, it's like, oh my god, people are stupid, Brayden. Just why pasta specifically?
Well, I guess it has like the same weight and stuff, and like
it
if you
sounds
shake
the
it, it
same,
feels...
maybe like it
Yeah.
sounds the same, but just pasta specifically. And also, why specifically penne pasta? Is that just the kind that the prankster had on hand, or is it just like, pasta?
I don't know. Maybe the pills are like that size.
Okay, Brayden, they should not be that size for consumption. Pills are not supposed
You know what,
to be the
Andrew?
size of a penne pasta noodle. Okay.
Andrew, when I was playing that dragon game and I went to a store, there were pills the size of my arm.
Brayden, that's probably because you had to deal with dragons.
Just, it's completely possible, is what I'm
I'm
saying.
not saying it's not possible. I'm saying that it's ludicrous to have them that size.
It's highly improbable.
Well, yeah.
It's not impossible, it's just highly improbable.
And also, like, really unreliable. Like,
Well, it's
you have...
definitely reliable, it's just...
Yeah, okay. Should I bring up the prompt time? Or should we...
What's the next segment?
It is prompt time. That is the next segment. I don't know. Like, should we even, like, should this episode just be, like, I don't know. I'll find the prompt time thing just in case. Or the prompt Tumblr. Again, this is going to be another episode of we are just going to be talking about writing prompts. Because, yeah.
Because we've got... I'm betting that we're like an hour and a half in right now.
Oh, yeah. We are, yeah, you're actually on the money there. Actually, you're like 2 minutes off.
Shh, the money is mine.
But yeah, we got more writing prompts. I just got to the writing prompts Tumblr. Hopefully it doesn't lag out on me. Boring. Tell the story of Halloween from the perspective of a piece of candy. That's one of them.
Excuse me?
Tell the story of Halloween from the perspective of a piece of candy. That's one. Imagine a world where sharks swim in the forest and somehow you find yourself lost in the woods.
Oh, Jesus.
Brayden, I'm sorry, but you have to see this picture because it is just ridiculous. Look at that. Like, look at the picture.
Oh, God.
It is literally like a stereotypical like great white shark just swimming in a forest.
It's like in the air, like
in
suspended
the air,
5 feet off the ground.
I know. Okay, that just okay. Unsinkable and undead. Tell the story. A zombie plague breaks out on the Titanic. Oh.
I would say everybody dies, but no, some people survive in the life rafts.
I don't know. Okay. This is like the stupid writing prompt Tumblr. I need to find a different one. Hold up. Daily writing prompts, maybe? There's a specific one that I always go to for these things, but I don't have the... I think I don't have the bookmark for it anymore.
Didn't Kristen send you a bunch of...
Yeah, but we already went through those, like, I think, during the 5th episode. Oh, yeah, because... Yeah, it was during the 5th episode, because that was the one with the TSA wizard. Remember? TSA wizard? Who was, like a... TSA is, like, a... Like, not TSA. The wizard, like a magician, is like a TSA's worst nightmare.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This sucks as well. Brayden like these are stupid. I guess. I mean, we might as well just talk about the sharks. Forest sharks.
Well, the thing is, sharks don't exactly normally hunt human food.
I know, but
I guess in this situation,
in which, yeah. Oh god.
Because it's like there's a lot of forest animals, but none of them really walk on two legs like humans do.
Or I mean, they walk on legs for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, okay, I mean, the prompt is you're in a world where this is a scenario and you're lost in the woods with sharks. It'd be the same if you were diving and there were sharks about.
There were bears.
Bears. Wait.
You don't want to go into a forest and encounter bears. You don't want to go in.
Brayden, I have an even better concept. Concept? That's not a word. No, I have an even better concept. How about just the forest animals switch places with the ocean animals, and you're lost in the forest? That's an even better one, because then you got octopus, like octopi, and like random like swordfish and like clownfish and like anemones. And just jellyfish. Now imagine that scenario. That's a much more entertaining scenario than just sharks.
How would you keep them out of the cities?
That's actually a fair point.
You have fish just swimming through the streets, just 24/7, and you can't drive anywhere. 'Cause you're gonna like bump into them. And there's giant whales.
Oh god, it's like a scene of like D-Day or something like that. Just like a giant, like, just like above the sea, like just like flying around above, like air swimming around, like above like skyscraper. That'd be really scary and really cool at the same time. It would be really hard to sleep, actually. God damn it, those damn whales. But wait, wouldn't the whales like? Wait a minute, like whales are mammals, so like they wouldn't do the water thing, would they? Like were they?
They would just be. I guess they would just be flying like in the upper atmosphere
whales.
or something. Yeah, I mean, if we've got like flying
Brayden,
sharks.
I just thought of this even more. What about airplanes?
Oh Jesus!
Oh,
Just like there's a giant whale. Evasive maneuvers.
If you look outside
Pod whales.
mirror, you will see the giant beluga whale. It spans about 100 feet and 50 feet in width. Don't worry, we're not gonna crash into that.
Oh god, it's coming at us!
Oh god, I think it's gonna run for
Brace! Brace for impact!
We're experiencing some turbulence because some whales are nearby.
Yeah, just one of them comes up from underneath the plane and just kind of like bumps it.
Just nudges it by accident. We're going down.
We're going into a controlled dive.
Oh god. And that also scares me because I like sailing, so we just like sea bears.
The anti-sea bear circle.
Anti-sea bear circle. God. Just deep sea ocean diving, you just see Bigfoot. Like,
I just realized something.
What?
We don't know every single species that's in the ocean.
Oh, nay!
Yes!
Oh, that's scary!
And you've got like the creepy fish that like don't need light.
Like the anglerfish, like, oh god, Bray, like you go out at night, like you're on a night out in the town, you just see like a light, it's like, oh no, don't go near those, Bray, like don't go near those, that's an anglerfish. It's like,
then there's piranha everywhere.
Oh, those are in like tropicals. Oh god. You go like the Amazon. It's just like you go to like Brazil. Wait, what's the Amazon? I think it is Brazil. Like somewhere.
The good thing is you don't have to deal with spiders anymore. The bad thing is whatever's replacing spiders in the ocean,
worse.
you have to deal with that now.
I gotta deal with like giant squid.
Yeah, just like
Could you imagine like
easing
a
their way
giant
into
squid
your
in like the
house.
sewers? Like tentacles just shoot out from the manhole cover. And just grab people. Mine.
Just like, no, Susie, no.
Oh. Breaking news.
Another civilian has been snapped up by the vicious jaws of the underground.
Sewer squid. Yeah, I mean, it would be cool for like the bioluminescent like species.
Yeah.
It's like being nighttime, and it's like, whoa, that's cool.
Look at all the pretty lights.
Could you imagine like people domesticating fish and like having them go for walks?
I mean, we've domesticated foxes, Andrew. It's entirely possible.
I know, but like, no, but just like the imagery of like having like a school of fish attached to leashes that you're holding.
Jesus.
Like, you see those crazy like dog people who have like 50 chihuahuas? And like
Oh,
they're
God.
all, like they're all on leashes. Just
I feel like we would domesticate, like, dolphins, even though they are, like,
yeah, hell yeah, because then
on
we can
par
ride
with
them.
us.
Because then we can ride
Yeah.
them, Brayden. And just be like, oh, I don't know, I can't do. I can only do dolphins when I'm laughing. So.
The good thing is, if they were on the surface of Earth, it would probably be easier to like try to uplift them, and like, I guess make them learn English or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Just like teach them. We're gonna learn them.
I mean, they're pretty smart.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Integrate them into society.
I think we're good. I think that's the episode. So.
I feel like we're missing something.
We're not missing anything. It goes our regular story bit. Get us talking strats. News japes. And I forgot what it was. And prompt time.
Exactly.
That's how it goes. We're not missing anything.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. We're good.
Yeah.
We're good. It's all squared away. Don't worry about it. We got this. We're professionals. We've done.
Oh, I just remembered something.
Oh God, what'd you just?
You know why people say, "Be there or be a square"?
Uh huh.
It's because you're not a round.
Oh my fucking God. Okay. Well-
With that note, we'll leave you. I'll
Bye-bye,
see
friends.
myself out.
I'm like